Hello and welcome to ITA. Is your friend here, Institute Trader. I've got a question for a friend of mine asking me about divergence. So I decided to do a quick video to explain what divergence is and how you can use it. But at the same time, I want to explain how you can or anyone can use divergence properly in the right context. Because sometimes you will get some divergence in the market and maybe you're looking to go short, but the market will keep going up, or you're looking to go long and the market will keep going down. The problem is you need to understand price, and if you don't understand price, then you will end up being on the wrong side, even though the market is or your indicator is showing you a divergence. I personally don't use it, but I'm going to explain it in a way that you can use it in your trading. Okay, so let's start. The first thing you need to know is what price is doing. That is the first thing. Before you actually apply the divergence, you need to know what price is doing. So price is moving higher. Okay. In this case, price is moving in an uptrend. Therefore, I'll be looking for a divergence as price is going up. Okay, if price drops and it makes a higher low, and I see my divergence indicator, I don't know which one you use, whether MACD or RSI, but in this example, I'm going to use the RSI as my indicator. So if we are rallying, okay, we are going up and price retraces and price fails to make a lower low, okay, in this case, this is a demo account, by the way, okay, I took this trade I think about 2 hours ago. If price is retracing, you want to be looking at your divergence indicator and watching how price is behaving. In this case, I'm watching the lows and watching the indicator. So I'm going to plot my RSI. Okay, I'm not going to change any settings. I'll use the default as the 14 period. Okay, let me go into the edit so you can see. Input, and the value is 14, using 14 period. I've not changed anything, right? So what you need to do is watching the lows, not the highs, and that's where people get it wrong. When the market is moving higher, there is like again I said, you need to understand price. You need to know where price is trying to go. Because if price is trying, for example, change the time frame to the daily. In my example, okay, in my trade, I'm looking for price to come here. So if price hasn't reached there yet, I am not looking to go short. Okay, so I'm not looking for any selling. I'm only looking for buying. So in my RSI, or the way I'll be using my RSI, is to be looking for the price to make a higher low and the indicator to make a lower low, as you can see. But what I wanted to show you is when to use the divergence. You cannot use the divergence anywhere on the chart. Okay, and that's another problem people do have using the indicator. I don't know what pattern you trade. I don't know what you use to trade. Whatever you use to trade, okay, let price get to a support or a resistance before you start looking at your RSI or MACD. Not in the middle of anywhere, okay? So for example, here, I'm using this low and that low as an example. This price point is in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. So if I use the divergence here, I'm not going to get anything. Even if I do get, chances are it's going to be a loss or it's not going to be profitable. So where you use the divergence is very important. So whatever discipline you are using, let's say you are a supply and demand trader, okay, and you want to add the RSI. I used to trade supply and demand. I don't anymore. But let's say, for example, this is a demand area. Okay. If you want to use the divergence, you wait for price to get to your demand area. Then you look at the divergence. Then you can apply the divergence. You can't apply it here because, well, I don't know if that is a level for the supply and demand community, but if it is, then yes, you'll be looking here. Okay, but I'm using this as an example because this is what I remember from supply and demand. So we have a drop, base, and a rally. So if price gets here, that's where I'll be using my RSI to look for a divergence. Then it's very, very high probability that you're going to get a successful divergence to go in the direction of your trade, which is going long. Okay, if you're going to use it for a sell, I don't have enough data on here. Let me just squeeze it. Okay, let's say for example this is my supply zone. Okay, so if this is my supply zone, how do I use the divergence? I'll wait for price to get into my zone, then I'll come into my RSI indicator, or I'll come to my RSI indicator, and I'll be looking for divergence. Then and then only you can have a successful or a high probability divergence trade. Okay, don't use it anywhere on the chart, or don't even look at the divergence first. The first thing you look at is your price. Look at where price is and look at the level you are looking to trade. Once price gets to the level, then go to your RSI and then look for the divergence. If you are going to use MACD, same thing applies to MACD. First, look at the price. Let price get to the level you want to trade it, and then go and look at the RSI. Okay, so that's how I will use, or that's how you can use the RSI or MACD for looking for divergence properly. Doing it this way, you will get a successful or high probability trades in your direction. So let's look at the example I did here. I didn't look at the RSI when I took this trade, but when he requested for the explanation, I decided to plot it on there to see. So in my case, I was using this level as my support. Okay, so support and resistance. So I'm using this level. Okay, there. I was using that level as my support. Okay, so on the lower time frame, on the 4-hour, as price dropped into that level, which is my support level, you can see that price made a higher high. Okay, I'm going to get rid of my support line. You can see price made a high high, and the RSI made a lower high. Okay, that is your divergence. Price is making high high, RSI is making a lower high. So I didn't look at this, but I bought it as it retraced. But the spread on this just shot me up there. I was buying here. So that's how you will use the RSI, and it will work handsomely because you are using it at a price level that is in support of your overall price direction. Okay, I'm not looking for a divergence here to go short. That's not what I'm doing, because that's not what price is trying to do. Price is trying to go higher, so I'm looking for bearish, bullish divergence. Okay, so that is your bullish divergence right there. Price is making a high high, RSI making a lower high. Buy, and then away it goes. Okay, so hopefully this answers your question, and sorry I made the video so long. I'll try to keep it simple next time. So until then, I hope you find this very, very insightful. Any question, please put it or comment below your question, and I'll try my best to answer for you. Until then, have a good day and good luck with your trading.